never-before-seen video released tonight. It shows Orange County Corrections officers taking down a 75-year-old man in jail.
An autopsy report obtained by News 6 reveals his injuries. He died 2 days later. News 6's Eric Sandoval is live at the Orange County Jail with more of this video released by the state attorney's office. So, Eric, you found out the county has already punished some of the workers.
Yeah, that's right. We actually found out one of the nurses here at the Orange County Jail has been terminated. 2 other nurses have been reprimanded. It appears they didn't offer this man medical care after this use of force incident. And we want to warn you, this video is really tough to watch, but it does show the force these officers use to subdue this man.
Don't move, don't move.
Watch closely and you can see these Orange County Jail corrections officers barrel into the cell of 75-year-old William Howard. You can see they throw him to the floor where he lands on his head. Howard was arrested on November 16th of last year. That's when his wife says he started acting strange and attacked her in their front yard, beating her and stabbing her with a kitchen knife. She survived. The man who had never been arrested before now faced aggravated battery charges. Rewind that video now and we see those officers were trying to coax Howard out of his cell, but he wouldn't come to the front door. He appeared confused.
Come on over here. Listen to the noise, follow this noise, try to get you on out of there.
After 15 minutes,
This time we're going to be using force.
they decide to go in and get Howard.
Put your hand behind your back, Howard.
News 6 found out the medical staff at the Orange County Jail didn't examine him after this use of force. The medical examiner says he went into cardiac arrest a day later, and a day after that, he died. We got a hold of his autopsy report. It shows 2 of the vertebrae in his neck were broken, his spinal cord had been crushed, and his brain swelled. The medical examiner ruled Howard's cause of death was homicide. Now, we found out the state attorney's office did investigate this case, but they found there was nothing criminally wrong in this, so nobody's going to face any charges for Howard's death. I also talked to Howard's daughter tonight. She told us that the family's hired an attorney, but we checked. No lawsuit's been filed, at least not yet. We are live at the Orange County Jail tonight. Eric Sandoval, News 6. Matt, Lisa.
Watch, elderly man dies after officers slam him on his head, break his neck. By Jack Burns, June 17, 2017. Orange County, FL. There's probably no better example, to highlight the systemic problem our system of justice currently faces, than the following story. An elderly man, William Howard, 75, who had never been in trouble with the law before, had a run-in with police after his wife said he began to act strange. Howard was arrested and taken to jail for attacking his wife with a knife. But it's what happened next which illustrates just how violent the system truly is. The convergence of mental health issues, crime, and the criminal justice system worked against Howard's favor following his arrest. Why he wasn't taken to a mental health facility following the attack is a question which remains to be answered, especially considering the fact that this man with no arrest history did something so outlandish. Nevertheless, Howard found himself an inmate in Florida's Orange County Jail on November 16, 2016. Because of his diminished mental state, jail personnel were having a hard time getting Howard to cooperate with their orders. Appearing confused, according to reports, Howard would not come out of his jail cell. The corrections officers on the scene worked patiently, it seems, to coax Howard into compliance. They jingled keys and spoke to the man, advising him to come to the sound of the clanging noise. "I'm over here," a jailer can be heard saying as he shook the keys. "Come over here," he implored. Howard didn't budge, and so the controversial decision to use force was made. In hindsight, it probably wasn't the wisest of decisions. While Howard appears to be a tall man of formidable stature, it doesn't take a brain surgeon to know the man, being elderly, is also quite frail. Read more, cop with history of intimidation and stalking kills innocent unarmed mentally ill man on video. A crew of more than a few jailers entered his cell and grappled with him. But it's what happened after they controlled him which is reportedly leading Howard's family to consult an attorney. After controlling the elderly man, the same use of force procedures were used on him as are used on inmates much younger. He was taken to the ground but not gently. He was slammed to the ground on his face, an action which the coroner stated led to his death. According to the autopsy, 2 vertebrae in his neck were broken, and his spinal cord was crushed. Yet even though the actions of the officers ultimately led to his death, the Orange County District Attorney concluded no laws were broken and no jail employee would be criminally charged. The resolution to Howard's unfortunate death will likely be determined in civil court, as a result. But to date, no lawsuit has been filed on behalf of Howard's family. Attempting to dissect the problems with Howard's death is difficult, especially since the officers involved have already been cleared of any wrongdoing. Given the nature of Howard's behavior, in attacking his wife with a knife, it may be that he was suffering from some sort of medical issue. Indeed, it is what all signs point to, especially considering his wife's description of him acting strangely. Strokes, manic episodes, schizophrenia, and other illnesses can lead someone to carry out an attack on the ones they love the most. Even a concussion can create such behaviors. It's unclear if Howard's actions were the result of such a medical condition, nor is it clear that his mental state was evaluated prior to locking him up in jail. What is certain is that submission methods when dealing with an elderly inmate must be re-evaluated. Read more: man threatens suicide with knife, police respond with SWAT team, snipers, and MRAP. If there's a risk a man's bones can be broken, his spinal cord crushed, and death can be a result, some other method of containment must be employed. More must be done to ensure jailers do not end up being executioners.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheep up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if some, if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave a, let's say, actually, yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it, 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt-free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got you know, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. You know, 47,000 of you so far right now. You know, $1 a day. I mean, $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.